Hello, we're Bryan Scary and the Shredding Tears, and you're watching RockRemedy.com.
What's up? This is Omar Doom, and you're watching RockRemedy.com. Today in the studio we have Bryan Scary and the Shredding Tears. Thanks for coming down, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
So you guys have an album that just dropped. What is it? A week ago?
About 2 weeks ago.
What's the album called?
It's called Flight of the Knife.
How do you guys come up with that?
It's actually one of the names of two of the songs, actually, part 1 and 2. And it's sort of based on one of the stories that's in the record.
What story is that?
Well, the first song is a narrative song that has a character who goes to find this legendary airship, which is called the Knife, and sort of describes his adventure and his eventual flight of the knife. In the knife.
If you will.
Of the knife and for the knife.
And did you write that?
Yes.
You do most of the writing. I know that on your first album, which was actually also called The Shredding Tears, that you did predominantly most of the writing and playing on it.
Yeah, the first album was before I even met these guys. It was all done. So it was all me, and then the drums were done by Jeremy Black from Apollo Sunshine. So it was a very different kind of recording, and sort of, you know, it was almost recorded as a means of sort of establishing a band and establishing this project. And then I formed this band, and we've been together for about a year and a half now. Wow. And you know, we really wanted to, as soon as we could, record a new record with the whole band, because it's really turned into a full, you know, group project.
So the writing process has changed. You guys are actually having a lot more input.
For the record, it was still largely me, but I mean, there are a lot of arrangement, you know, ideas that we all work together on. Live, it's very, very collaborative, and it's pretty much all, you know, democracy in terms of arrangement. And
How was the recruiting of these guys? How did you guys all find each other?
Very random. Well, Bryan and I actually grew up together, just outside Chicago, so we knew each other, and then it was actually just random that we kind of bumped into each other when I moved to New York, and I don't know. I guess.
I joined via Craigslist. Free plug.
Yeah. Sort of, yeah. The most interesting story of how one of these people were found was I was in Guitar Center, which we all know and love, and Michael Akerman, the other keyboard player in our band, besides myself, was jamming away on a keyboard, and I saw him and I said, "This is the man."
What were you jamming out on the keyboard when he found you?
I think it was Blues in C.
It wasn't a particular song. He was really into it, and
I didn't have a piano. I didn't have a piano at the time, so I was in the habit of going to Guitar Center to like have fun.
But then, interestingly enough, I gave him a
habit I'm now out of.
I gave him some demos of like some of the first album stuff, and he actually I guess I put the wrong email on it or something.
Yeah, you put Bryan Scary at AOL, and it was Bryan Scary at AIM.
Yeah,
or maybe the opposite of that.
So he couldn't. He was trying to contact me, but he couldn't. So I thought he was not interested for like months, until he actually saw one of my postings for, you know, forming a band, and figured it was me.
And I'm another Craigslist dude.
We'll be back with more from Bryan Scary and the Shredding Tears on RockRemedy.com.